Hi, this is Jeff Mesnick. I'm here with the Channel Marketing Journal, and I'm excited to be here today with Mark Wilcox from Varonis. How are you today, Mark?
I'm great, Jeff. How are you?
I'm awesome. So, today we're talking a little bit about innovation in channel marketing. But before I get into that, I'd love to hear a little bit about what your role is at Varonis.
Yep. Vice President of Channels and Strategic Alliances. I handle that globally. So obviously, I'm in charge of all the indirect sales models in terms of our go-to-market.
Excellent. So, in your view, I'm sure you've hired a bunch of different channel executives in your time. What
Yep.
does it take to be a good channel executive? So if you're telling somebody for the first time coming in, this is what you need to be doing.
Yeah. It's interesting. I spent the majority of my career on the direct sales side. Obviously doing a lot with the channel, building relationships in the channel. And now, at this point in my career, I'm running the channel organization here at Varonis. And what I've learned and what makes this unique and sometimes complex is we have two sets of constituents. One is internal, right? We want to make sure we're providing a value to our sales organization. And then you have to pivot and look externally at our partner community and make sure they're enabled, they understand the value proposition, and they have the ability to go out and sell the product. So it's not a singular focus. You're pivoting in one hand, you're pivoting inside the organization, and then on the other hand, you're pivoting on the outside of the organization. So you really have to be patient. You have to understand different personality types, and you have to really try to get the most out of as many people as possible.
Excellent. So that brings us a little bit more towards the question, since you're talking about pivoting and kind of thinking about how to really engage different people. Some of the people we've been talking to have come up and thought through that and have maybe new innovations in how
Mm,
to accomplish some of those tasks.
yeah.
And I was wondering what innovations that what would you see as an innovation in channel marketing or in the
Mm.
channel?
Yeah, it's a great question, and I think one of the things that's very important culturally within my organization is this concept of these four pillars of our channel program, and the four pillars are field level engagement, field level sales engagement, engagement with SEs and the technical community within our partners, uh, 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 good alignment with the marketing folks, our marketing folks, and their marketing folks, and making sure we're being proactive.
Hmm.
And then lastly, and really, I don't want to say most importantly, but in a very important aspect of this is, do we have leadership to leadership alignment? Do I know the principles of our focus partners? And throughout my organization, if you asked, what the four pillars are, everybody would be able to kind of rattle that off. It's in a lot of our planning with our partners, like, hey, let me make sure I'm aligned in these four areas, because if I am, that's a true focus partner. If I'm not, there's some improvement that I have to make with that particular partner.
So that's actually helps segue into the kind of the next question, because for you, the way, at least from what I'm seeing from your website and our brief conversation beforehand, is you have a lot of also strategic types of partners that
Hmm.
you work with.
Hmm.
And so when you're talking about alignment, maybe you can share a little bit of the type of programs that you're running with maybe a NetApp or Splunk or a FireEye. Like, how do you engage with those guys and
Um,
and the channel?
so I'll answer the. You can guide me around here, but I'm going to answer it in one way, and then you can guide me.
Sure.
Um, um, One of the things we're doing programmatically um, focuses around enablement, and traditionally, in a lot of my experience with partners, has been you're almost trying to make a channel rep a Verona sales rep. And that's really hard to do when they have so many products, right? They can only, remember so many different things. So one of the things we've done programmatically is we said, if we enable the SE community, the engineering community, the guys who really understand the technology, and they spend a lot of time with their customers, if we have their mind share, then we automatically have the mind share of the sales team. And so we created this program called Adopt an SE program. So our local SEs have a list of partner SEs that they work with on a consistent basis, to get them up to speed, have them make sure they understand the technology, they understand the value proposition, and that has really paid dividends for us. And it's something that I think only in the last year or so I've thought about.
That's great. I like that. So what you're basically doing is empowering and enabling the engineers who are building the solutions,
Mm-hmm.
or quoting the solutions or defining the solutions, to understand what you do, so that they can then incorporate everything you do into everything else.
That's right. And they're really what I found as I've gotten deeper into this is they're the ones that are the trusted advisor to the customer.
Mm-hmm.
And that becomes our force multiplier.
Oh, that's great. And have you seen any? You said you talk about the results, but have you seen any numerical results you could share with us on how that program has worked for you, or is it more
Oh,
anecdotal right now?
yeah, what I can tell you anecdotally is the partners where we have solid and deep alignment with the SEs, we have we build pipeline quicker.
Mm-hmm.
For sure, we have more activity. There's more trust between the two organizations, so bringing us into their best customers is common. So there's a lot of ancillary benefits to it that we're seeing for sure.
That's great. Well, I mean, that's where I was going to ask the next question is, your innovation, but that's clearly what your innovation is that this field level engagement. Would you agree?
Yeah, for sure. And it's really, it's hard to say it's innovation because it's so simple. But if you look at the four pillars, one of the things we look at region by region is, how active are our sales reps with their sales reps?
Right.
How engaged are they? Again, with the Adopt an SE program, we can see the alignment with the SE community, but that field level, consistent, like I call it, how many best friends do our sales guys have in their partner community? Is
Right.
it five, is it six, is it eight? And it sounds hokey, but in order for this to work, you're truly building relationships between two people. So you need to have these friendships in order to make this work.
So here's a kind of a tough question, maybe. How does this scale? Does this scale well for you? I mean, is it more of the deals are large enough that you can afford to have these 1-to-1 or 1-to-10 relationships going on?
Uh, I think it does scale.
Yeah.
I think with when you look at the SC community that we have, and you look at the SC population that our partners have, it's really it's almost you see almost a 1-to-1 alignment in some cases.
Yep.
So I do think it actually scales, and a lot of times in the partner community, one SE has five sales reps. So
Right.
you get that one SE, and then you have the mind share of five sales reps. So there is that again that force multiplier there.
Well, this is great. Well, I really appreciate this. Is there anything else that you'd like to add about something that you're proud of with the programs that you guys have done, or people in your organization?
Yeah, one of the things that we started to do as we, are evolving the program is really start to recognize the contribution of our partners, and we created this partner awards every quarter, and we give out the partner of the quarter, the meeting maker, so a partner that's really generating a lot of activity, which is obviously a leading indicator of pipeline growth. There's a VP award for a partner who's really kind of really aligning with us with our four pillars. So that has really, and then we have a press release about it, and it really is a way for us to thank them in a
Right.
relatively simple way. But the mileage that we get out of that, and I think the understanding that it's really part of the evolution of the program itself, has really been fantastic.
That's excellent. Well, I think this has been great. I really appreciate the time, Mark.
No problem, Jeff.
Well, this has been Jeff Mesnick with the Channel Marketing Journal, and here with Mark Wilcox of Varonis, and we appreciate everybody's time for listening, and thank you, Mark.
Thanks.